Hi, welcome to Sunshine Startups live truly from Emerge Americas in Miami Beach. Jim Ryan, an entrepreneur, host, and investor, and co-hosting, of course, my friend John Wensveen. John, we are having just a terrific time here at Emerge.
It's been incredible. It's gone by way too quickly. Again, so happy that we brought our show on the road and that we're out of the actual studio. We're going to do this every year. And I have to say that this has been one of the most memorable Emerge Americas that I've had, because we've done something a little bit different, and we're really getting to the heart of the entrepreneur and really getting to learn who they are to see what we can do to help them. So we have another exciting guest with us, and why don't you take it away?
Yeah, and we're doing these little vignettes of 10 minutes talking to the entrepreneur, the founder. They are in the heat of the moment, pitching to venture capitalists, potentially going for the big prize here at Emerge. Scarlett Arana is one of those entrepreneurs. Her company is BitBasel. Thank you so much for taking the time out of all of that pitching all day today. I know you're probably losing your voice maybe a little bit at this stage, so thanks so much. And so tell us about the company, BitBasel.
Well, thank you so much. My name is Scarlett Arana. I was actually born and raised in Miami, a Miami native. Awesome. And so BitBasel actually has been around for 5 years now, and we started in the midst of COVID. BitBasel actually focused on more blockchain adoption and on the technology itself, not the cryptocurrency. So we have been helping onboard a lot of the creator industries, like artists, to learn the creator toolings that were required, such as you probably heard NFTs and so forth. And there has been a big pain point within the industry. Most artists and creators find it to get into Web3 very difficult. And so in order to help them on board, we have actually developed a product, a marketplace that's, if you look at it, it's very simple. It just uses Google login, and it's actually all blockchain technology. So you don't have to worry about these really scary words like crypto wallets or, what is all this stuff. So it's more of like, how do you make the onboarding process much palatable for the audience who are not technical to this industry. So the marketplace allows artists to actually sell their first NFT products to the market and make it the user experience much easy, more natively, without having those big constraints that often require for a person who is using technologies.
I'm actually working with a fashion designer right now out of London that may be using our volumetric capture studio specifically for the purpose of BitBasel for NFTs, and how do I put that very high-end price dress out there using the volumetric capture technology. So I've been learning a little bit more about it myself over the last couple of months, and it's very exciting. You're doing some great things. I've heard of you. We haven't had the opportunity to meet previously to Emerge Americas. Tell us a little bit more about what BitBasel is doing now and the direction that it's taking. Where do you see the future of it going? Because it's pretty exciting, because it's really reliant on the trends around technology.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the things about Web3, it requires a lot of collaboration. Last year, actually, we partnered up with Emerge Global, which is more than the AR/VR Association, to basically get a lot of this technology in the hands of our user. Because we are also a crypto art community, a lot of our community are artists who want to get to Web3. So they're learning all these interesting technology like XR and AI blockchain, and how to use those technology to create to sell into the market. You describe volumetric capture with this dress. And so how do you empower the artists to be able to sell that to a market? And that's something we do in terms of onboarding, really put it in the hands of the users, how to use this technology. And so that could be a good way to make money. Basically, you have all this voxel repository, and you can now sell it to the market because there's a huge demand. The cool thing about us is we're building the community. We also have the collectors. So the collectors are actually desperately looking for you, the creators. So to be able to show these new emerging technology, that is really the big wow factor, and that's what you see here in Miami. So Miami has this big event in the end of the year called Art Basel, and for 5 years now, we've been doing these large activation where we put in the technology behind that creator industries. And so this year, we've been doing a roadmap with Summit in the Future, which is part of the United Nations, to kind of talk about and elevate those conversations, how technology can create impact using art. So that's actually a big narrative. Here in Miami, we're actually ground zero for sea level rise. And so one of our biggest activation is climate change. So we have this big art installation. We're going to show a lot of the emerging technology and how artists are using this technology to empower the community and how to do the call to action. So besides being in the community, we also show all these amazing technologies that the creators can utilize and learn. So it's very much hand holding. Miami is particular because it's a multicultural city. We experience a lot of people who don't have English as their first language. So having to explain technical terms in a very palatable way is something that BitBasel has been helping curate here in Miami. Very important, everything from Spanish to Portuguese, as it is a very diverse community.
So, Scarlett, let's talk about the business for a moment. So, where is the business today? How many users and so forth? And I'm going to give you a two-parter here. So, where is the business today? How many users do you have? And then tell us about NFTs. How is the market today on NFTs, and from where it was to where it is today? So, two-parter, and I can help you along as you go. Go ahead.
Those two questions are excellent questions. There's a misconception. First of all, NFTs are non-fungible tokens. They actually, to make it more palatable, it's like a digital collectible. If you think about ownership of your IP, it allows you to identify you as the owner. It's fungible, meaning there's only a scarcity or a certain amount of kind, as opposed non-fungible means more scarcity. Fungible means there's abundance of it. And so these digital collectibles can be used as a way to have ownership of your IP and to help monetize. In terms of the market, actually it's doing really well. There's something called ordinals that came out very interesting. So that has been very bullish. Right now in the crypto community, we're considered a bull market, so it means crypto is very high. Therefore, the cost of these NFTs are going for really big markets. And we specialize in high value art, like blue chip art, as opposed to PvP projects, like you probably have heard of Bored Apes. And so we're more into like how do you make we were working with these artists who were having to compete with these PvP projects. So they were having a hard time competing. So we were helping them empower these technology. So this is what our platform is really for. It's a marketplace and very easy to use in terms of onboarding. In terms of user, we're working with ICP, which is an Internet Computer Protocol, which is an internet that's really decentralized. And so there's basically no gas fees. So that's the biggest problem within this ecosystem. They have to pay high gas fees. We made it very easy. We eliminated all of that. It's still cryptography, which is completely decentralized, using decentralized nodes. So it's a lot of back-end verbiage here that you don't have to worry about. All that means is that it's a secure network that's decentralized, that allows you to create a marketplace and have ownership with easy onboarding users. And so this technology is so bleeding edge. It's only been around 1 year, believe it or not. It's the ICP, Internet Computer Protocol. So I'm always working on the bleeding edge.
A little bit interested in your own background.
Mm-hmm.
What is your background?
Well, actually, I was born here, but my parents are Nicaraguan. Yes.
And then career track?
So I'm actually a scientist. I'm a geospatial scientist, specialized in geomatics and LiDAR and sensors. So I got into the space, more learning on spatial computing, but I got into blockchain very early, since 2013. So I like the decentralization aspect as well. So the conversion point between spatial computing and decentralization, which is now everybody knows that you probably heard, Apple Vision Pro as an example of spatial computing. So I was kind of like helping onboard a lot of this without using the verbiage or jargon that you might not know, because the technology was still in its early phases in terms of adoption curve. So yes.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty exciting and great to hear. So as the business continues to scale, where do you see the business, the traction going from here now?
Well, actually, it's going really, really. It literally left Earth. So we did a huge project with NASA where we created the first. We were actually the first Web3 company that created the Moon Museum. That we actually put assets on the moon. So I just wanted to show like how this projects, is not limited to geography. It's more limitation to your imagination. So for BitBasel, we can continue to grow. Here in Miami, but also around the world. I represent from New York to California to Central America and South America. Really, really there's no limitation. Again, it's about collaboration globally and how we can leverage these technologies.
You're good. I just have one question. What are the assets on the moon?
The Lunar Prize. So yes, these are it's a nano-inch digital disc that art gets inscribed as a time capsule that was put as a payload as part of a Turing machine that went up in February 22nd of this year. So we're going to actually launch again in November. There's going to be multiple launching just to bring more awareness about how we can preserve humanity's cultural value using the same technology. So it's a fun project.
You had John at Space and Moon.
Yeah,
I'm a big space
going
guy.
back to the moon.
But here's a little piece of trivia. Do you know who the world's first person was to do a podcast from Mars?
It's not Frank White.
It was me.
It was you. Oh my gosh. That is, there's so much synergy here. And I'm very adamant about this because living in Florida and being very passionate about technology, there's a huge space community. And that's why I was like trying to bridge a gap between the Web3 community and the space tech community because it's often using the same technology. It's funny, we're over at Cambridge, we have a Space Week and we're just talking about this. But yes, and we actually helped Sian Proctor. She was actually the first female African-American woman to win space. It was SpaceX. It created her NFT. It was the overview effect. Art project that she is. She is also an artist. She did it with us back in 2021.
That's so cool.
I was really trying to elevate the conversation about we're not limited to just Earth, but also to be able to
NFTs on Pluto. I think that's coming
or Mars.
up.
Yeah.
Can a human be an NFT? Yeah? Has it ever been done?
So that's why the volumetric capture is really interesting because technically we can put that digital asset on the moon and put your virtual self on the moon as well. So this is what's coming from the
We're there. High five.
Yeah, totally. We're there. 100%.
So Scarlett, how do people find the BitBasel internet site? What is that?
Yeah, so in order to find us and to follow all our activation, our events, follow us at BitBasel Arts. We're based out of the headquarters here in Miami in Wynwood. Follow us to see all our activations that we're doing throughout the year.
Terrific. Scarlett Arana, the company is BitBasel. Thank you so much for being on the podcast today.
Well, thank you both for having me.
Thank you.
Remember to subscribe, like, and share the Sunshine Startups Live podcast and follow us on social media. If you're interested in sponsoring or appearing on the show, please email us at booking@sunshinestartups.live.